What's good, y'all? Machine Masters, entrance to the contest. Producer, Just Gamble, aka Justice Gamble, aka Mr. Gamble on these beats. You know, I saw this contest online by my boy G-Pit showed this to me. And you know, he knows I love flipping samples, so I'd at least give it a shot. You know, see what I can make out of it. So yeah, I got this sample downloaded real quick. You know, so what I decided to do was, of course, I went straight to chopping it up, didn't even decide to mess around. And so when I chopped it up, I set it up into two different ones. Because Maschine, luckily you can drop it in, I can put it all in this one file. So right here, you can't see it because I already closed Maschine, so it doesn't show you anymore. But it's got this one, it's got about, I think, 15 different chops. Let's see, I'll use right here. 13 different chops. So this one is the first sound clip of it, second sound file of it, and then I dropped it off into another completely different group, and then made each sample hit its own individual pad on the 16 beat pads here. And so once I did that, then I started messing around, and I think I messed around with, let's see here which one it was. Yeah, this one right here. So I messed around and time stretched it a little bit too, did some time stretching. I truncated it. And then what I did with this is I brought it onto the keyboard, so I can mess around. I believe I put it in the D minor chord. And so you can hear right here with that. So that's where I got the main idea for the beat right here. And that was just really based off one of these chops. One out of like the 13 chops I chose right here. And so then I grabbed that, and then what I did, here there's a little high pass filter on it. You can see right here. Oh, excuse me. Oh, that's the low pass. This one's got the low pass figure on it right here. And I also put a little guitar rig, compliments to Complete 9 Ultimate. And then I also, you can hear when I flip it, it goes into the high pass filter. Or a different kind of low pass like that. So here's the heavy low pass one, there we go. That's the main sample there being used the first time. And I also got it. Guitar riff right here. And the guitar riff right here. Just the riffs that I grabbed off of the chops originally. And then of course I got it slung with the drums. You got your basic drum kit in there. Take what I'm feeling for the song, what I felt out of it. After that, I got I'll mute these drums. See how I really hear it. There's a bass line in here too. I feel like to match the sample pattern that I had going for it. So that's a nice little layer on top of there that you can hear really standing out at the end of it. After that, I got a little horn action. Right up here. Just another layer in the background right here, this brass ensemble. Now along with that, brought the keyboard on it. Nice little piano. And with it, I put a little beat delay on it, fill up the sound a little bit more, And so I'll show you where I bring up the switch up there too. The next part where I use the sample is right here where it flips. Another nice guitar riff from it. Had to do it. Nice little 16 pattern, 16 bar. And I brought over these extra guitar samples from the previous one and added them in here as well. Turn them up a little bit. Okay, that stands out. lot of effects that I use for the sampling. For the most part of guitar rigs off of that Complete 9, and again, Native Instruments. See right here. Just, you know, some nice effects that I grabbed off of here to just give it some nice fullness and thickness. Really what I was looking for. And so for both the low pass one and the high pass one, I use a similar guitar rig on. And from here, y'all really got the gist of that, and that's where I do all the creative part, and you know, really figure out exactly where I'm going to go with the beat. And then from there, I use Maschine as a plug-in, and I bring it inside of Pro Tools, which is definitely a nice thing because I just find it a lot easier to mix inside of Pro Tools instead. That's what I'm used to. If I'm engineering a track for a singer or a rapper, that's always going to be in Pro Tools. I'm not going to do that in Maschine. So every time I just come in here, I just set up, you know, a nice little bus route, however many sounds or instruments are in the Maschine beat, and I just record it directly in a Pro Tools, and it works real easy. I'm about to show y'all the project right here once it's done. Load up for me. There's some session. Dated today, just got in here. I can show y'all a nice little breakdown in there and get to hearing that real full beat. Because in there, like I said, I don't really do too much compression or too much reverb in there. I might mess around with some delays and definitely some filters and effects, but besides that, I'm doing a lot of my heavy engineering mixing inside of here. And then once the finish going, the distortion, echoes, some other echoes in here. You guys can see that a lot of work's already gone down. Now you can see, got all my stems right here. You know, in this part I decided to add a little different filter, a little vintage filter. Thank you to Pro Tools. And here's where I got all those samples. Sample low pass, sample high pass, sample guitars. I got 3 different ones of them. Bass guitar I was telling you about, the brass, piano, and all my drums down here. Mixing, you know, it takes me a little bit of time, but once I get that over with, you know, the beat's pretty much there. Alright, nice little fade out at the end. You know, some nice cuts in between. But you know, for the most part, that's it. You know, so that's how I made the beat in the end. You know, thank you for the sample. I hope you all enjoy the full beat. I'm gonna throw it in there either before or after. So, you know, I hope you all enjoy the process and learn a little something yourself if you didn't know. And you know, have a good day, I guess. Just Gamble. I want to give mad props to my boy A-Game, Alex Ford, Alpha Clarity for shooting this bad boy, because Lord knows I wouldn't have the time to do it on my iPhone, so you know how it goes. And y'all have a great day, man. Take it easy. Out.
Gamble on these beats.